Alright, so here's the deal. We all had those times before where art just doesn't seem fun anymore. You just can't seem to enjoy it. It feels like a pain to do. Every time you create a piece, it wasn't created from a place of joy, but from a place of utmost struggle. And I don't know about you, but that doesn't seem very healthy for you to be experiencing. Unless that's your thing. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing a few ways how I made art fun again. These are just some personal ways of thinking that I've done that really help to give me some clarity. And my hope is that it can do the same for you too. So if you haven't done so already, be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel, because we're going to be taking over the art community one day and you don't want to be the last to join the party. Alright, so one of the first things I did was stop comparing myself to others. I know, super generic advice, but please hear me out. It's no secret that we as human beings have a natural urge to compare ourselves with others, especially those who are doing things that we ourselves dream of one day doing. And this comparison gene, even if it's used in a not so harmful way, can still develop into something that can do you more harm than good, especially in a world where everyone's success story is pushed into our faces in the form of a viral video or a viral art post on social media. And when you see those things, you start to compare your own success to the other person, which in turn just helps to tear you down and make the act of creating less fun. Because you simply believe if you aren't doing what the next person is doing and you aren't as successful as them, then you are simply not enough. So let me remind you that you are enough. And also, let me tell you how I approach dealing with this comparison problem. I simply limit my time on social media, which simply means apart from posting my work and using social media to gain inspiration, I don't spend a lot of time on it if it doesn't really have any major benefit for me. Apart from the mandatory doom scroll, of course. And I'm going to be honest with you, even then that simply won't be enough, because human nature is still human nature and we will find ourselves comparing what we do to someone else every now and then. But if you can limit how often that happens, then that will simply allow you to look at your own work in a better light, instead of always comparing the way you draw to another, or how much better someone else is than you are. Instead, you spend time and understand you are in the process of becoming the best you can be. Speaking of process, that brings me onto the other thing that helped me make art fun again. And that is, I simply learned to enjoy the process. I have learned to be appreciative for any progress I make, no matter how small, and not concern myself too much with the final destination. Because when you think about how big your dreams are and how insane they are to attain, you sometimes feed into your mind a form of doubt that slowly eats away at your mental, allowing you to feel as if you are not going to be able to make it in your journey. So what I try to do from time to time is to remind myself that I am growing no matter how small, even if I can't see it. I am getting better even when it doesn't look like it. And yes, I should aim to grow and get better with my career and get better with my art. You know, that's only natural. But at the same time, I should be appreciative for things no matter how small. Like even if it's not art related. The fact that I'm grateful to be alive and in good health, or the fact that I have an internet connection, which you might think is insignificant, but when you think about it, you come to understand it's something to be grateful for. So in the case of my art journey and career, I appreciate every subscriber. Even if I only gain one every 6 months, every like and comment on an art post or on a YouTube video, every Patreon supporter, link in the description by the way, I appreciate the fact that I'm still able to improve in my art, even if it doesn't look like I am. I appreciate that I'm even able to draw, because some people wish they could, but can't. Sucks to be an AI bro right now. I appreciate all, the good and the bad, because I simply tell myself that I'm building something that I always dreamt about building. So every time I draw and it feels frustrating, I just simply remind myself that it's okay to not be very good right now, and it's a part of the process to suck. And if I apply myself properly, I'll be bound to improve. So please, if you're having a hard time with anatomy, or a hard time drawing faces, or growing your followers online, whatever it is, please don't quit. But instead, understand that this is mandatory for you to feel this way, so that your skills can be set in stone. And so nothing can take away what you have built so easily. You did what it takes to build this house. You laid all the bricks. No one else. And understand, everybody, no matter how successful, had to go through the same process too. So don't be so upset. Ease up on yourself a little. Laugh a little at the bad drawing. But know that it's only a matter of time before you get to where you need to go. So my last and final recommendation is to stop trying to be someone else. You will never be the next person. You can come close, but you will never truly be them because they alone have what it takes to be them. And you alone have what it takes to be you. When you spend time trying to be someone else, you constantly are going to be lingering in their shadow, feeding off of them. And when the time comes for you to be you, you don't even know who you is. And these things might come across as obvious things that you're probably tired of hearing, but the reason you hear them time and time again is because they are incredibly important. Take it from someone who wasted years doubting themselves, never ever taking the steps into doing what I truly want to do, just because it was believed to not be beneficial to me. And now when I finally want to start doing these things, I feel like I'm just waking up from a dream and I'm light years behind everyone else. But I've learned that God's timing is different for all of us. And at the very least, I want to ensure you, my creative art bro or sis watching this video, don't end up wasting your time like I did. Focus on your dreams, please, even if it's just a little. Leave some room for your creative expression, your voice, because whether you believe it or not, the world needs you. It needs that next song from you, that next drawing, that next video, poem, painting, whatever. The world needs your creative vision, and even if no one pays attention, at least you made it happen and you made that piece of work that makes you proud and that makes you happy. And that's truly all that matters. So to summarize how I made art fun again, I'll say this. Art became fun for me again when I finally started focusing on my own personal ambitions and started creating work more unique to me, like my own characters and my own story, as well as allowing myself to be bad and allowing myself to be slow, because I know these things are only just for a moment and eventually I'll get where I need to go. I would advise any young artist just starting out to not focus heavily on building a world centered around someone else's artistic vision. You know, stuff like excessive fan art. But try to leave room for your own creative ideals. Write your story, build your world and your characters. And I know just as much as the next guy that we need to do certain things to get by. Whatever those things are. Whether we do them to make money or just to satisfy ourselves and show appreciation towards our favorite fandom. So I'm not telling you to completely drop creating things like fan art or even working for others. Rather, I'm saying just leave at least a little room in your busy artistic schedule for what matters the most for you as an artist. And that is your own dreams and your own ideals. And those could be literally anything. And try to build up from that so that you can find yourself with more creative freedom, which in turn will allow you to have more fun with the work you create and leaves you less likely to burn out because you would already be creating something you care so much about. Okay, so that's the end of today's video. Now we're on to the unscripted section. Welcome everybody who made this far into the video. Last video, the word to comment was Silk. In this video, in commemoration to Silk song, the word that we're commenting today is song. So comment song down below if you made it to the end of this video. And yeah, I appreciate you very, very much. I just want to highlight a couple of things. There's a lot of things that people have to do to, make stuff fun again for them. And I could have come here and made this video talking about maybe you should try drawing 15 different circles, or maybe you should take a break from drawing, obvious stuff like that. But I'm just sharing what I did and how I changed my thought process, which allowed me to, make art fun again. And my hope is that this can give you an idea of how to think, not to pressure yourself too much, because now more than ever in my current stage or current point of my artistic brain development is I feel like artists in an ideal world should not be necessarily chasing money, because art is very weird. Art's payment is not always going to be money. Art's payment typically comes from the feeling you get of making a piece you really want to create, especially if you make it very well. So I'm trying to view stuff more like that now. I'm trying to make stuff that makes me feel good about making it instead of trying to always make stuff that gets me paid. It's just that, the world that we live in is not so ideal, so we all gotta pay bills and we all gotta do stuff that we don't like just so we can, make it to where we wanna go. But yeah, hopefully this video gave you some level of idea or clarity about making art fun again. You can comment down below what you've personally done to make art fun again, the stuff that you do, the way you think, so on and so forth. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm kind of getting better at this video making thing. which I'm glad for. I don't know, like making videos, making stuff that I actually want to make. You know, these videos, I'm not trying to like appeal excessively to anybody. I'm just genuinely making videos I think are just worth making, and hopefully connects with you guys, and you guys can see all the more reasons to follow me and you know, show your support. But with that being said, thank you guys for watching today's video all the way to the end. Remember to comment the word song. Let me know what you've done to make art fun again. Check out the Patreon if you haven't so already. You know, support the channel, it helps a lot. As well as check out Discord. We're looking for a couple more mods, you know, because I'm not always in the Discord server. I'm there, but I'm not always there, you know, I'm making videos and stuff like that, so I'm not always there. So if you're looking to be a mod, check Discord, join up, you know, you never know what could happen. And yeah, with that being said, as always, happy drawing. I'm watching you from afar, and as usual, I'm rooting for you. Peace.